Welcome to this explainer. I've got to tell you, I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through this source material today because we're going to be exploring one of the most fascinating journeys in all of biology. Seriously, every single night after we close our eyes, our brains enter this completely mysterious world. It's a place where impossible things feel incredibly real, where memories just kind of mix with wild imagination, and time, well, time entirely stops following the rules. It's a profound, totally reality-bending experience. And if you add it all up, the average person actually spends over 6 years of their life in this actively dreaming state. 6 years! We are, of course, talking about the midnight laboratory of our minds, the science of dreaming.
Which really makes you wonder, doesn't it? The big question here is, why do we spend hours every single night essentially hallucinating? I mean, is this incredibly vivid nightly experience just some weird byproduct of random neurons firing? Or does it actually serve a vital, hidden physiological purpose that we're only just beginning to figure out? Well, scientists have literally been searching for this answer for decades. And the cool part is, modern neuroscience is finally unlocking the black box of human sleep to uncover some absolutely fascinating clues.
So, to completely demystify this together, here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the mystery of dreams. Then we'll head inside the sleeping brain, break down the 4 theories of dreaming, explain exactly why dreams feel real, and finally look into controlling and forgetting dreams. Let's get right into it.
Okay, starting off with part 1, the mystery of dreams, a universal human experience.
Moving right along to section 2, inside the sleeping brain, the biology of REM.
Now, while dreams actually happen in various stages of sleep, the real magic, and honestly the truly bizarre stuff, occurs during rapid eye movement, or REM sleep. During this phase, your brain is highly active, like it's firing almost exactly as it does when you're wide awake and solving a really complex problem at work. But simultaneously, your brainstem essentially cuts off signals to your motor neurons. This leaves your muscles temporarily paralyzed. Now, I know that sounds kind of scary, but it's actually a brilliant evolutionary safety mechanism so you don't physically jump up and act out your dreams. You literally become a hyperactive mind securely housed inside a safely immobilized body. Crazy, right?
All right, section 3, 4 theories of dreaming, the leading suspects. So, with our brains firing on all cylinders during REM, what exactly are they trying to accomplish? Well, there are 4 leading scientific theories, starting with what we'll call the overnight filing system. Think about it. Throughout the day, you collect an overwhelming amount of information. So during sleep, your brain goes through this highly complex process called memory consolidation. It acts like a giant filing cabinet, reviewing and securely transferring vital daytime memories from a short-term holding area right into long-term storage while efficiently deleting all that random mental clutter you just don't need. So dreaming, it might just be the visual, conscious byproduct of your brain sorting through these files and optimizing its neural networks.
Okay, theory number 2 focuses on emotional processing. Every single day, we navigate some pretty highly complex feelings and social interactions. This theory suggests that dreams serve as a crucial psychological pressure valve. Get this, during REM sleep, your brain is entirely devoid of the anxiety-triggering molecule noradrenaline. This offers a neurochemically safe environment for our brains to actively process intense emotions, which helps us digest difficult experiences and actually lowers our baseline stress for the very next day. It's basically a therapeutic nightly process, and it perfectly explains why our dreams are so often emotionally charged.
The third theory, threat simulation, looks at this whole thing from a purely evolutionary standpoint. We've all had those dreams, right? Being chased, falling, facing some kind of sudden, terrifying danger. Well, researchers believe these aren't just random nightmares. They're actually highly valuable mental rehearsals. Your brain is essentially providing a safe, virtual reality space to practice your fight or flight responses. Now, the danger isn't actually real, but to your nervous system, the practice absolutely is real, ensuring that your survival instincts are sharpened and ready to go for the waking world.
And then we have the 4th theory, which is perhaps the most inspiring one, the creative spark. During your waking hours, your thoughts are pretty logical, right? They're bound by rules and reality. But in dreams, the brain enters this hyper-associative state. It freely combines ideas that would never ever normally connect. We're talking about an unrestricted mixing of distant memories, acquired knowledge, and pure imagination. This is exactly what helps artists, musicians, scientists, and your own brain find those brilliant, out-of-the-box solutions to really difficult problems. It is hands down the ultimate uninhibited environment for creative problem-solving.
Moving to section 4, why dreams feel real, the logic of the bizarre.
This brings us to a question we've definitely all asked ourselves at some point. Why do totally impossible events feel undeniably real right up until the exact moment we wake up? The answer lies in a really fascinating biological imbalance. During REM sleep, the emotional centers of your brain, specifically the amygdala, remain highly active, so you feel everything super intensely, from visceral fear to just soaring joy. However, the prefrontal cortex, that's the region responsible for logical reasoning, critical thinking, and reality checking, essentially goes completely offline. So what happens? You are experiencing massive, vivid emotions with absolutely zero logical oversight. That creates the ultimate, unquestionable illusion of reality.
Let's look at Section 5, Controlling and Forgetting Dreams, Remaining Mysteries.
Even with all this amazing science, some quirks definitely remain, starting with lucid dreaming. This is when an individual becomes fully aware that they are dreaming while the dream is still actively happening. But it actually goes way beyond just passive awareness. In a lucid dream, a hybrid state of consciousness occurs, where parts of that prefrontal cortex we just talked about actually wake up. This allows some people to consciously influence their environment. They can make deliberate decisions and literally rewrite the narrative of the dream, all while remaining entirely asleep. It's wild.
But what about the total opposite end of the spectrum? I'm talking about the deeply frustrating reality of dream amnesia. Look, the fact is, everyone dreams multiple times each and every night. Yet for the vast majority of us, these incredibly vivid experiences just completely vanish within minutes of opening our eyes. Why on earth do we forget so quickly when the experience felt so profound literally moments before?
Well, to remember a dream over your morning coffee, you rely entirely on biological timing. It works like this. Step 1, you experience that vivid REM sleep. Step 2 is the critical window. You need to wake up during or immediately after that specific REM cycle. If you manage to hit that window, you trigger Step 3, allowing your brain to successfully transfer the short-term dream experience right into your long-term memory. But if you miss that window by even a few minutes and transition into a deeper stage of non-REM sleep before waking up, the brain simply doesn't save the file, and the dream disappears forever.
So, as we pull all of this together, modern science shows us there really isn't just one single explanation for why we dream. Instead, what we have is the ultimate multitasking brain. All at the exact same time, your sleeping mind is efficiently working to strengthen your vital memories, heavily regulate your complex emotions, simulate threats to keep you evolutionarily safe, and significantly boost your creativity. It is just an absolute unmatched display of biological efficiency. I want to leave you with this really powerful thought from our source material. Quote, "Dreams are windows into one of the most complex and fascinating systems in the universe, the human brain. They really are so much more than mysterious, fleeting stories that play while we sleep. Behind every bizarre nighttime narrative is an extraordinary, highly calibrated biological process that is actively shaping your memories, soothing your anxieties, fueling your imagination, and ultimately defining who you become."
Which brings us to our final question for you to ponder. When you close your eyes tonight and enter that midnight laboratory, what incredible background processing is your brain going to do? What vital memories will it consolidate? What emotional weights will it lift? And what creative problems will it solve for you? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep wondering, keep learning, and hey, sleep well tonight.